Dayton LaChance. The DH is Nolan Stevens. He will bat sixth, followed by first baseman Dayton Taki. Out in center tonight is Desan Harris batting eighth and playing second base this evening. And batting ninth, it is Jason Walk. So Camden Johnson, then Brock, Gamble, Willits, LaChance, Stevens, Taki, Harris, and Walk. And as we said, on the mound is Cameron Johnson. And let's look at the defensive alignment behind Cameron Johnson tonight, as you've got Camden Johnson down at third. Jackson Willits is the shortstop. Jason Walk plays second base, and Dayton Taki is around at first. Trey Gamble is in left. Desan Harris, the center fielder, and Brendan Brock will play right tonight. The left-hander Cameron Johnson will be caught by Dayton LaChance. LaChance has split time back there behind the plate with Brendan Brock. And Brendan Brock, we see him in a rare appearance out in right field to start this game. Weather, let's hope it doesn't become a factor as far as rain is concerned. There's a little threat of rain throughout the weekend here at Kimry Family Stadium, or at least for the next couple of days. The wind, though, is gusting out of the south-southwest at about 15 miles per hour. Wouldn't say there are wind gusts. It's just kind of a steady stream at 15 miles per hour as it blows things out toward left and left center field. Other than that, beautiful night at Kimry Family Stadium. Hope that you can come and join us. And, Josh, I'm excited to see Oklahoma and their final non-conference weekend before you hop right into SEC play against Texas A&M a week from tomorrow.
Yep, fun night for right-handed bats, perhaps, to left field and out toward that power alley in left center. Exciting to get to see Brendan Brock out and right. We had heard that, he's a guy that could play a bunch of different places, and Oklahoma giving him the start in right tonight.
Right-hand batting, Thomas Ferraggiaro. The second baseman is in as the Broncos are clad in black uniform tops and gray pants. They have white numerals. The Sooners in the crisp, clean, white unis. And Johnson's first pitch is a fastball over the outer half for strike one. It is 0-1. Sooners have the Crimson Sooners across the front. They've got their numeral right underneath the right part of their chest as well. This is a bouncing ball back up the middle. Sliding to pull it in on the turf is Walk. It actually slides away from him. It's going to be an infield base hit. Walk did all that he could. He's got great range back up the middle. He got to it, but the ball ricocheted off of him, and even had he come up with it cleanly, he wouldn't have had a play on Ferraggiaro, who has a leadoff single for Santa Clara.
Right up the middle, and would have been a terrific play for Walk to just hang on to the baseball. As you said, no throw going to be happening right there on that play.
So an 0-1 base hit back up the middle, and the first base runner is over there, held on by Dayton Taki as Ferraggiaro. Ben Cleary in from the right side, the shortstop. And Cameron Johnson peppers a fastball in there for a strike. Cleary is batting .455 on the year. That is third in the West Coast Conference. He's also scored 13 runs and driven in 10. His on-base percentage is nearly .600. Out of the stretch, Cameron Johnson misses a little bit outside. Cleary holds up on that pitch. Santa Clara, record of 5-6 on the season. They've played 4 times against Cal. They played 2 at Santa Clara and 2 at Cal Berkeley. Got time called. I think that the hitter, Cleary, said he had something in his eye. Is that what was indicated by the plate umpire, Mark Winters, there?
It seemed like it, yes.
So he digs back in. 1-1 the count. Ferraggiaro edges from first. Cameron Johnson just lobs one over there. The Broncos do not run very much. 16 of 19 in the stolen base department, compared to the Sooners, who have stolen 40 bases this year. But the Sooners are top 7 in the country in stolen bases. Cameron Johnson with the 1-1. Low and away, 2 balls and a strike. Excellent starts for Cam Johnson, 3-0, ERA 2.81, 25 strikeouts, only 3 walks. He's given up 15 hits and 5 earned runs. Really got off to a great start down in Arlington against Texas Tech when he struck out 11. And that Sooner win on opening weekend. Next pitch is a fastball up and away. And he has fallen behind 3-1 to Ben Cleary, the shortstop. Ben Cleary's out of Half Moon Bay, California. Was on the West Coast Conference All-Freshman team 2 years ago, and then honorable mention All-Conference last year when he batted .302 with 55 hits. There goes the runner, and Cleary slashes one foul out of play. So they start him up with a 3-1 count. Ferragamo was on the move, and we'll do it all over again with a full count now to Ben Cleary. Cleary's dad, Tom, has Santa Clara roots. He played football for the Broncos back in his youth. Full count, lefty to righty. Cam Johnson set. Payoff pitch. And that one's hit foul over on the first base side, back to the back screen. It was a fastball, 95 miles per hour. This starting trio for the Sooners, the weekend guys, Cam Johnson, L.J. Mercurius, Cord Rager. They are 8-1 combined, 71 strikeouts and 13 walks. And this is the 10th start made by one of those three pitchers. They have been excellent. Another 3-2. Ferragamo is on the move. Strike three called. It's a one-hop throw that's taken in front of the bag by the shortstop, Willits. It'll be a stolen base for Ferragamo, but Cleary strikes out looking. So Cameron Johnson fans the hitter, but the stolen base puts a man in scoring position.
Takes that ground ball double play out of order, and Ross he's hit into one of those so far this season.
And here is Max Ross, the left fielder, left-handed hitter. His stance is open toward first base. The lefty Cameron Johnson deals to him and misses with the fastball, a little bit low and away. Runner at second, one down with no score here in the top of the first. Max Ross is redshirt junior out of Woodside, California. He's a double transfer. 1-0 pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Fastball didn't catch up to it. Ross started with a couple of years, 2023 and 24, at Cañada College, and also spent 2 years at Oregon, but didn't play there. Last year at Santa Clara, batted .223. And this year, much better. .385 hitter, 14 runs driven in. He's out in front of that one. I don't know. The radar gun said 95. That was a get me over 95 mile an hour fastball, if that's the case. And the count is 1-2 on Max Ross. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. 96 on that fastball. Back-to-back swinging strikeouts induced by Cameron Johnson. And it is a runner at second and two gone now for the Broncos.
And that looked like 96 right there. Went
yes.
Reared back and hit it with the heater.
So for Cameron Johnson, piling up the strikeouts, 27 of them now. Leadoff man Ferragamo had the base hit back up the middle. He's at second base with two down. Luke Devine, right-hand batting right fielder, is in for the Broncos. And a chopper speared on the third base side by Cameron Johnson. Low throw, but it's dug out on the backhand beautifully by Dayton Taki. So Cameron Johnson, that's tough for a left-hander. You're moving away. He had to stop and fire kind of off balance, but he's able to get Luke Devine with some help from his first baseman, Dayton Taki. So it's no runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left on. Sooners coming to the plate in a scoreless game. Only has one win, but he was second team All West Coast Conference last year, and I think Skip Johnson felt like they were going to see a pretty good arm, at least to start with tonight.
Definitely. Bayless, a good one, good right-hander, and Skip, I think, feels like the collection of arms are good from Santa Clara, but certainly tonight.
So here's Camden Johnson, right-hander pitching to left-hander. Sooner third baseman. Takes first pitch, fastball, 90 miles an hour. It's a strike. 2 homers, 8 runs driven in with a .359 batting average for Camden Johnson. Tied for third nationally with 21 runs scored. This pitch is outside, 1-1. 12 stolen bases. Got 4 multi-hit games. Had himself an inside-the-park home run last Saturday against Gonzaga. Swings and misses there. At a breaking pitch, a little elevated. And it's 1-2 on Camden.
Shift him over here with 2 strikes.
Yeah, they do. 3 infielders over on the second base side of the infield. Swing and a miss. Drop third strike, but the catcher Wheeler will pick it up fire it down to first. So it's a strikeout to start things for Bayless.
Really had Camden Johnson off balance. That at bat, good start for Bayless.
Brendan Brock will be the batter for the Sooner. That is strikeout number 21 for Max Bayless. Brock, righty-righty matchup, takes a fastball, 91 miles an hour for a strike. Brock batting .333, leads the Sooners with 4 home runs. 15 runs driven in. Low and in with the next, 1-1. Out in right field tonight. Bayless is 1-1. Tails away, 2 balls and a strike.
Brendan Brock can truly play all over for Oklahoma. Skip Johnson, the staff had said as much, and we're seeing it tonight.
2-1 to Brock. Turns a breaking pitch through there. That'll take the count to 2-2. Brendan Brock has started 7 games at catcher. And he is DH'd for 5. Full count as a fastball misses to Brendan Brock. Has not started out in the outfield this year. Here's the payoff pitch to Brock. Pulls it foul to the Sooner dugout, third base side. Sooner offense batting .313 as a whole. 96 walks. That's been at the core of it. 96 walks is second most nationally. And 134 runs scored for the year. That's 12th in the country. Another payoff pitch to Brock. Fouls this one directly behind the plate. Back to the back screen.
Those runs scored, that runs scored ranking tied second in the SEC coming into today. And you look around the league and, you know, parks are different, Chad, but there's some other squads that have higher power numbers than Oklahoma. But the runs scored, you look at it, and it all adds up to Oklahoma putting a bunch of runs on the board.
Double-figure runs in 9 of 13 games as Brock bounces one back up the middle just to the shortstop side of second base and into center field for a one-out single. Clean single for the Sooner right fielder, Brendan Brock. We'll see if that gets the offense going as Trey Gamble readies himself to stand in.
And, of course, another area like the walks drawn that leads to those runs scored is Oklahoma can run. Brendan Brock, 6 stolen bags already this season.
I mean, Oklahoma's only been thrown out 5 times as a team. 40 out of 45. Gamble in from the left side. And Bayless throws over to first and chases Brendan Brock back in. Bryce Madron coaching down at first for the Sooners tonight. Was Josh's guest on the Walden Cleaners pregame show. Happy to be back in Norman with a lot of his former teammates, guys that he played with. Some on the staff and some on the team. It was just 2024 that Bryce was here in a Sooner uniform. First pitch misses down and away to Trey Gamble. Trey back out in left field tonight. Batting .357, 3 homers, 14 runs driven in. And he fouls this one over toward the first base side. That almost came right underneath Doc B, who's sitting front row.
Yeah, he's got a great seat tonight.
As he should. So we'll see if Brendan Brock is on the move at some point here. 1-1 the count on Gamble. There's another throw over. And Brock is back in safely. Always got to be aware of that stolen base with the Sooners. You know, another thing that they did, they went out and added some speed in addition to this veteran presence. You go get Nolan Stevens and certainly what Camden Johnson has done. And then Brendan Brock, as you said, can run as well as Gamble slashes one foul out of play over the third base side. 1-2 on Trey Gamble.
Really have to just tip your cap to Todd Butler and the entirety of the staff for getting out and identifying players that fit Oklahoma.
Aggressive, guys that can run a little bit. Speaking of run, there goes Brock. One hop throw, not in time. In fact, it bounces away from the shortstop. Cleary started to roll out towards center field. But Brendan Brock's going to stay right there with a stolen base, and he's in scoring position now, 7 of 8 in the stolen base department this year. Two-two count here on Trey Gamble. Man in scoring position, scoreless game, and Gamble takes low and in. That one blocked by Mace Wheeler, the catcher. So a full count. Jackson Willits waits to bat next. Each team with a hit. Each team's had a man in scoring position. Broncos couldn't take advantage. We'll see if the Sooners can. Payoff pitch. Gamble fouled it off. Tried to check his swing, and it just ran on in there and hit the bat. Foul ball.
You touched on the way that Oklahoma draws free passes, Chad, but each of the first 4 tonight in the order for OU already double-figure walks.
No surprise, in particular with Gamble, who walked 49 times last year. So they put Brendan Brock in motion toward third, and Trey Gamble fouls this pitch out of play over the third base side. So it stays 3-2. Wind blowing out towards straightaway left and really toward the power alley in left center field. Going to throw in behind Brendan Brock with the shortstop Ben Cleary taking the throw out there, and he's back in safely. Ready for another payoff pitch. Gamble watches one sail high. That was a breaking pitch that didn't break. And so runners are at first and second with one gone for Jackson Willits. Base hit by Brock. Trey Gamble draws yet another walk. That is his 11th walk. Second most on this Sooner club. And the switch hitter, Jackson Willits, in to do some potential damage. He bats left against the right-hander Bayless, who has encountered trouble in the first. Runners at first and second, and only one down. And he missed outside with a fastball. Jackson Willits off to a good start, .316 average, a home run, and 16 runs driven in. 5 multi-RBI games. Exactly what you want out of your cleanup guy, and that's where he's been all season long. 1-0 pitch is another fastball. That misses down and in. This is an early, dangerous pitch for Max Bayless and Santa Clara. Two 2-0 coming to Willits. And he got a breaking pitch over the outer half. 2-1 the count.
Went to the off speed and just got across into the strike zone.
Two-one delivery. Willits pounds this one foul, slashes it over the top of the third base back screen. Out of play it goes, and a 2-2 count.
Good battle back here from Bayless. Maybe thinking Willits was sitting fastball 2-0 and hit him with a breaking ball, and then right back to the fastball. Fouled away there.
Willits drove in 48 runs last year, was on the SEC All-Tournament team. Scored 56 runs last year, did Willits. Chases a high fastball that was a little up and out of the zone, a swing and a miss, and that's 2 strikeouts in the inning for Max Bayless, who does come through with a couple of effective pitches to the Sooner cleanup batter, Jackson Willits. 2 gone now. Here's Dayton LaChance, who's doing the catching tonight. Right-hander versus right-hander. LaChance trying to do some 2-out damage for the Sooners. Starts him with a breaking pitch that got away. hasn't had just great location with that breaking pitch, and I think maybe they want to talk about it here.
Dayton LaChance, the man that drove in both runs in the midweek versus Dallas Baptist. They only needed 2, Chad, and they both came from Dayton LaChance.
So a mound visit here in the early going. Rusty Filter, the head coach, in his 9th year as the head coach at Santa Clara. He's out for a conversation. All the infielders are going to get in, and we'll remind you to get your kids into the game and behind the scenes by joining the OG&E Sooner Kids Club today. Presented in part by Orthodontics exclusively and Devon Energy. Sooner Kids Club delivers exclusive behind-the-scenes access, year-round ticket offers, Sooners gear, and more. You can learn more or join by going to Soonersports.com/Kids Club. So Coach Filter makes his way on back to the dugout. And Bayless will work with a 1-0 pitch to the Sooners' Dayton LaChance. Inside.
Nearly hit him.
Now 2-0 to Dayton. LaChance batting at .359. The 2-0 fastball outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Nolan Stevens is on deck. He's driven in 15 runs this year, 5 doubles. Not yet a home run, but it's going to come. There's the 3-0, and he takes a fastball through there for a strike. Dayton LaChance hit 21 home runs and was a junior college All-American last year at McLennan. And Bayless will deliver him a 3-1. Runners at first and second, 2 gone, no score. Swing and a miss. Fastball kind of in on his hands, only 89 miles an hour, but it tied up Dayton LaChance a bit. So the Sooners will get to start the runners. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Bayless. Trying to get out with no damage. There go the runners, and there's ball 4 upstairs and inside, and the bases are loaded. So 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, and a single in the inning.
Good job by Dayton LaChance, not chasing that upstairs. Patient. Would have been easy. He was swinging out of his shoes on strike 2 and comes back, full count pitch, and his patient draws the walk.
So a big opportunity here for Nolan Stevens. In from the left side against this right-hander, Max Bayless. Stevens hit 2 home runs last week against Arizona State and then Gonzaga. First pitch to him. Good off-speed pitch, kind of tailing away from the left-handed hitter. 0-1. Nolan Stevens, the Mississippi State transfer in his first season as a Sooner. And the 0-1 is a little bit down and in. Easy sales pitch for Nolan Stevens when he hopped into the transfer portal after 2 years at Mississippi State. Said, hey, your brother Grant's our pitching development coach. Why don't you come and hang out with him? And here he is. The 1-1 pitch is low and away. 2 balls and a strike. Maybe we've seen that changeup with a little arm side run away from this left-handed hitter. Good opportunity here for Stevens, and we will see what Bayless comes with. The 2-1, and he comes with a breaking pitch, and Nolan swings over the top of it. Count goes to 2-2. High pitch inning, though, for the first inning. Already 32 offered by Max Bayless. Here's his 2-2. Stevens swings and misses. Breaking pitch, the order of the day to get 3 strikeouts in the inning. 2 walks and a base hit for the Sooners, who leave the bases loaded. That means we're scoreless. Headed to the top of the second between 12th-ranked Oklahoma and Santa Clara Health and Coca-Cola. University of Oklahoma Athletics won with you. Each side had a scoring chance in the first, but came up empty and were scoreless. Moving to the top of the second at Kimry Family Stadium. First of 4 games between these teams this weekend. Once again, tomorrow night at 6:30, 2 o'clock Saturday, and 1 o'clock on Sunday. First baseman Will Anderson is in a lefty-lefty matchup. And Sooner lefty Cameron Johnson deals him a fastball. 94. Man, is that about as easy a 94-mile-an-hour pitch as you've seen, Josh?
It just looks effortless, doesn't it?
The 0-1. Another fastball swung on and missed. And I think if he really ramped it up, not that it matters, he could probably throw 100. And Skip Johnson has likened it to a race car driver in a new car, knowing you can drive 180, but you're better off cruising at 165. Here's his 0-2. Swing and a foul tip that's hung onto by Dayton LaChance. So 3 pitches and a strikeout for Cameron Johnson, his 3rd of the night. Well, he had to wait a little bit in that bottom half of the first. Doesn't seem like it's impacted him as he just breezed 3 in there past Will Anderson. Here's Tate Metcalf DHing tonight. Johnson tied him up with that fastball. It was almost a little bit low. Metcalf couldn't hold up, though. 0-1. Metcalf digging in at right-hand his batter's box. Couldn't hold up on that one. 96. Metcalf, a sophomore from San Francisco. Hit .280 last year. Was a pretty regular DH for the Broncos. But he's down in the count. Cameron Johnson wasting no time. The 0-2. Off the end of the bat. Rolled toward the first baseman, Taki. He'll take it himself and step on the bag to get the second out. So 6 pitches, 2 outs in the second for Cameron Johnson. And he's retired now 5 straight Broncos. He will deal with the third baseman, Cameron Sauce. No score with 2 down and the bases empty in the bottom of the second. And Sauce rips this one right at the left fielder, Trey Gamble, who comes in and squeezes it for the final out. Hit hard, but right at Trey Gamble. Inning over. 6 straight set down by Cameron Johnson. We've got no score headed to the bottom of the second at Kimry Family Stadium, and this is Sooner baseball from Learfield.
Oklahoma, Joseph Dabrowski, general manager at Seth Wiley, Chrysler Dodge, Jeep Ram in Pauls Valley. We know times can get
Memorial Stadium. Online shopping is always available at shop.soonersports.com. No score, bottom of the second coming from Kimry Family Stadium here in Norman. And Max Bayless, who loaded the bases full of Sooners but got out of it with a strikeout in the first. In fact, he struck out the side but gave up 2 walks and a base hit. And he will deal with the number 7 batter, Sooner first baseman Dayton Taki. Right-hander to left-hander. First pitch in there for a strike to Taki. Off-speed pitch there. Taki has clubbed 2 home runs, driven in 11, and he's batting .250. Here's the 0-1. Low and in.
Santa Clara playing him to roll it over. They've got the shift on early here in this at-bat.
Second baseman Ferraggiaro is out in really shallow right, and the shortstop Cleary is more just up the middle. He's kind of on the second base side of second base, or the first base side of second. Next pitch is in there to Dayton Taki, so 1-2. Taki will be followed by Desan Harris and then Jason Walk. 7, 8, and 9 in the Sooner lineup. Here's the 1-2 out in front, swing and a miss. And that breaking pitch has tied the Sooners up pretty good tonight. Strikeout number 4 for Max Bayless.
Bayless got into a world of potential hurt, but those trio of strikeouts in the first, and he adds another one here.
All the outs coming on strikeouts so far. And now 24 strikeouts on the year against only 9 walks for the junior from San Diego. He faces Desan Harris, who pulls one towards second base. Ferraggiaro had him played to only have to take about 2 steps to his left and pick it up. He flips to first, and Desan Harris is retired. 2 gone in the Sooner second. Base is empty, and with no score, the number 9 batter, Jason Walk. Jason playing second base. Crowd getting into it. The walk-up music from Walk, which is The Stroke by Billy Squier, kind of old school. First pitch is downstairs.
It is a fan favorite. It's a hit.
One-0 pitch to walk over the outer half. Off-speed pitch. It might be that changeup we've seen a few times. Walk, 194 hitter. No homers, 2 runs driven in. And he's out in front of that one. That's that breaking pitch. 1-2 now. Back with a 1-2 walk, swings and misses a drop third strike, but Wheeler, the catcher, will fire to first, and the inning is over. 5 strikeouts in 6 outs recorded for right-hander Max Bayless. We've got no score, headed to the top of the third, and this is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
Looking for your next place to call home? Keystone Property Management.
Meaning of work, a trio of strikeouts already.
And he'll face 8, 9, and 1 in the Santa Clara lineup. Peyton Lambert, Mace Wheeler, and the leadoff man, Thomas Ferraggiaro. Johnson breezed through the second, retired the side in order, and he has sat down 6 straight Broncos hitters. He starts Peyton Lambert with a fastball for a strike. Lambert playing in center field. Johnson's 0-1, low and away. Left-hander pitching to right-hander. And down and in, 2 balls and a strike. Cameron Johnson, when he gets in a groove, works quickly. He induces this one, hit off the bat cap, the end of the bat toward the Santa Clara dugout over on the first base side. So 2-2 the count. Lambert, like 200 hitter. He's out of Pendleton, Oregon.
Looked like Cam Johnson was frustrated with that pitch before the location of it, Chad.
He's been sharp. 2-2 is outside. Sooners were actually unbeaten last year in games in which Cameron Johnson pitched. Whether it was out of the bullpen or in a starting role, made 10 appearances in Oklahoma, unbeaten in those games. Throws a fastball past the swinging Peyton Lambert. That's 4 strikeouts for Cameron Johnson. He's retired 7 straight. And the catcher, Mace Wheeler, will be the batter. Lefty-lefty matchup. The number 9 batter stands open toward first. First pitch strike, fastball at 95. You just kind of casually say that because it looks like he's kind of casually throwing it. And there's a lot more to it than that. His 0-1, it is easy speed coming out of that left hand.
Yeah, other guys look like they're just exerting so much to throw the baseball, and it's just easy for Cam Johnson.
1-1 pitch, swung through a fastball, and a ball and 2 strikes on Wheeler. Mace Wheeler, 167 hitter. Fouls this one out of play over on the first base side. Got contact and out of play it goes. 29 strikeouts on the year now for Cameron Johnson. He's got 2 strikes on Wheeler, who fouls one off. Just got a piece of that fastball. Rolls back to the backstop. No score, top of the third inning. Each team has 1 hit. They both threatened in the first. Broncos had a runner at second, but couldn't get him pushed across. Sooners loaded the bases in the first and didn't get a run. Another 1-2. Pulled to the right side in between first and second. That's a 97 miles per hour fastball. And Mace Wheeler turns on it and drills a single into right field. Second hit of the game for Santa Clara. That turns the lineup over to the top for the man who has the other hit, Thomas Ferraggiaro. Stops a string of 7 straight, sat down by Cameron Johnson. Ferraggiaro had his base hit back up the middle. He stole second base as well in the first and then was left stranded. First pitch, fastball strike at the knees. It just looks like Cameron Johnson can throw that every single time. That fastball at the knees, great location. Here's his 0-1 to Ferraggiaro. Missed outside.
And it just seems like Cam Johnson this year, Chad, when he has a miss, and if it's a bad miss, he doesn't compound them. He just right back to work.
One pitch, strike 2 called. There's that breaking pitch, and it had Ferraggiaro kind of moving his lower half out of the way of it. Down around the knees when it came across. And 1-2 the count. The 1-2 is outside. Backhanded by Dayton LeChance. Couldn't get him to chase. Taki holds against the runner, Mace Wheeler at first. Cameron Johnson readies another. 2-2 pitch in the air toward right field. Jogging back on it is Brock. Kind of circles it and stops and makes the catch. 2 down. Brendan Brock making his first start in the outfield this year after spending time at first base, catching, DHing. And the first ball hit to him tonight. He puts it away for the second out in the third. 2 down, runner at first base, and Ben Cleary, the shortstop, will be the batter. That wind's going to blow everything back toward the field of play over there on the right side. You get over near the line or right field, center field, it'll blow it toward left. Here's Cleary, struck out looking his first time, and he's after the first pitch, comes up empty.
And it's been that steady wind flow out to left and the left center power alley all night ever since we got to the ballpark.
Had a rare north wind 2 nights ago. Oklahoma Dallas Baptist. Sooners pitched a shutout. This is rifled toward right, but ranging back goes Brock, and he puts that one away. So Brendan Brock catches the final 2 outs in the third inning. Cameron Johnson gives up a hit, but leaves a man out there. No score, headed to the bottom of the third at Kimry Family Stadium in Norman, and this is Sooner baseball from Learfield.
Hey, Sooner fans, want to make the most of not only your game day, but every day? Norman Parks and Recreation has got you covered. With 68 beautiful parks all over Norman, there's always a place to have fun or connect with nature. Swim or shoot hoops at the
Sirius XM College Sports Radio Channel 84 and streaming on the Sirius XM app. Last of the third inning coming your way from Kimry Family Stadium. Sooners in Santa Clara with no score. And Oklahoma rolling to the top of the lineup. Camden Johnson, Brendan Brock, and Trey Gamble to face Max Bayless, who's been on a strikeout spree so far tonight. Of the first 6 outs recorded, 5 have been strikeouts for this right-hander. First pitch misses low and in to Camden Johnson. He struck out in the first. Sooners loaded the bases in the first, but could not get anything pushed across against Bayless.
Had him rack up 33 pitches in that opening frame.
That was the positive from a Sooner vantage point. This pitch is swung on and missed, 1-1 to Camden Johnson, who's batting .350 with 2 home runs. And now they will shift and move the third baseman Sauce over on to the first base side of the infield. The shortstop Cleary is the lone guy on the third base side. Next pitch is in there. So they get the count to 1-1 and then shift. That pitch is in there. Crowd thought it was up. Called a strike by the plate umpire Mark Winters. 1-2 now to Camden Johnson. And a fastball blistered over the outer half of the plate, kind of tailing fastball away from the left-handed hitter. Camden Johnson's frozen. He's been a strikeout victim twice, and that is 6 punch-outs for this right-hander, Max Bayless.
Yep, looks really sharp and appears, Chad, as though he settled in. That first frame could have gotten rocky on him, but he buckled down, found the trio of strikeouts to leave him stranded.
Part of that first inning for the Sooners was a base hit back up the middle from Brendan Brock, who stands in and takes ball 1 inside. Brock, .350 hitter. Next one is downstairs, so 2-0 to Brendan Brock. Been on a home run tear. He's hit 3 homers in his last 5 games. Had a 7-game hitting streak that was snapped back on Tuesday night. Next pitch is outside, low and away. That's one thing for Bayless. He did issue 2 walks in that first inning, and he has fallen behind 3-0 on Brock. Couple of home runs in the Gonzaga series last weekend for Brock. Get me over fastball in there to take the count to 3-1 on Brendan Brock. .3-1 is tapped foul. I got to get to this date in Oklahoma Sooners baseball history. Dropped off by Cal, as always, today. And we've gone with a new thing. He is now typing after years of handwriting this date in Sooners baseball history. He has typed tonight's. So Toby requested new lifesaver flavors because Cal always drops those off as well. As the 3-2 is swung on and missed by Brock. Another strikeout. That's 7 for Max Bayless. 2 gone, bases clear in the third, and no score as Trey Gamble stands in. So we now have typed Sooner baseball history, but no new lifesaver flavors.
We're halfway there.
We're
We've
halfway
got
there.
Legible script.
For the high-maintenance play-by-play guys up here in the booth. Gamble takes downstairs, walked his first time. Part of that Sooner mini rally that saw them load the bases but get nothing in the first. And here's the 1-0. That's upstairs.
See if Gamble can get something started here with two down.
Trey batting .357, 3 home runs, 14 runs batted in. And the 2-0 misses low and in. Well, Bayless fell behind Camden Johnson 3-0, came back to strike him out. 3 straight strikeouts, 7 total for Max Bayless. But down 3-0 against Gamble, deals him a strike. And the 3-1 is ball 4. That one is low and in. Second time that Gamble has walked in this game. And now 14 walks for Trey Gamble, leading the Sooners as he did last year when he had 49 free passes. And Jackson Willits gets a crack with 2 down and a man at first base in this scoreless game. Just anything to kind of break the rhythm of Max Bayless. Willits struck out in the first. Right-hander pitching to the switch hitter batting left. Ripped back up the middle through the box, base hit. Gamble hustles around second. He'll move to third, and the Sooners have a little 2-out rally going on the first base hit of the night for Jackson Willits. It's runners at first and third with 2 gone.
That was scalded by Willits right back up through the middle to put him on the corners.
So here is Dayton LaChance, who walked his first time and drove in the only 2 runs for either team in the Sooners win over Dallas Baptist 2 nights ago. Runners first and third and 2 down, scoreless game, bottom of the third. They hold against Willits at first. Gamble edges down the line at third as Bayless comes set. And a first pitch, breaking pitch for a strike. That has LaChance kind of cringing and saying, man. And he's kind of looking back at the plate umpire, Mark Winters. Bayless working quickly. Throws over to first. Jackson Willits is back in. First baseman Will Anderson leaped into the air. Don't know that he needed to. I think he was just making sure. That kind of got the attention of the crowd, though. Oh, 0-1 to Dayton LaChance. Next one misses downstairs. That was a fastball. 1-1 now.
Well, you said earlier, at some point the power is coming for Dayton LaChance. Maybe he finds one of those breaking pitches that hangs up.
He's got it. 6'5", 230 pounds. 1-1 pitch to him. Outside. Seven strikeouts, 3 walks for Max Bayless. He's given up 2 hits, including the one to Jackson Willits, who's at first base. Is 2-1. Back with a fastball. And strike 2 called. That fastball looks like it's got a little arm side run toward the right-handed hitter. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men on and 2 down. There goes Willits. The pitch pulled toward third, cut off by Sauce. He'll take it to first and end the inning. Cleanly handled at third base by Cameron Sauce, and the Sooners leave 2 more base runners out there. They have stranded 5 through 3 innings, and we are scoreless, headed to the 4th at Kimry Family Stadium in Norman. This is Sooner baseball from Learfield.
Speaking of technology, did you know that RK Black is an authorized dealer for Kyocera copiers?
Thank you, Josh. Your 3-inning totals for the 12th-ranked Oklahoma Sooners. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and they've left 5 men on the bases. The visiting Santa Clara Broncos, also no runs, 2 hits, no errors. They have left 2 men stranded. Here's Max Ross, the left fielder, in from the left side, and the Sooner lefty Cameron Johnson deals him a fastball downstairs for a ball. Max Ross struck out looking back in the first. Cameron Johnson has given up 2 hits, induces a swing and a miss on that fastball. 1-1 on Max Ross. Max Ross, as we said, Oregon and Cañada College, his 2 prior destinations. This is his 2nd season at Santa Clara, and he swings through that pitch. A couple of fastballs. And 1-2 the count. Johnson kicks and deals. Misses a little bit outside with that fastball. His 2-2 pitch pulled toward first base. It'll stay 2-2. Got good fan support outside the right center field see-through fence now. And they're up on the berm as well. And they're outside the left center field fence. You can just bring your lawn chair and enjoy the games there. As the 2-2 pitch misses Josh downstairs.
Yeah, probably just a little bit down. It was close.
Full count. Cam Johnson calmly kicks and comes in. This one is turned on and hit foul toward the former right field bullpen, where the Oklahoma baseball superlative sign is. The national championships of 1951 and 1994 and all the College World Series appearances on that sign. Another payoff pitch. Man. Low. You got to be low. We've got a replay available up here in the booth, and I'll let you tell me what you think on those pitches. It's a walk one way or the other.
Ball 3, I think, getting another look at it, Chad, was just that little bit down, tried to pull it up into the zone. It's a tight zone, and they're close. They're borderline, but not quite.
Well, that's the first walk tonight for Cameron Johnson. Only the 4th that he has issued this season. And for the 2nd time in 4 innings, the Broncos have the leadoff man aboard. Here's the cleanup man, Devine, bunting toward third. Foul. And so we'll do it all over again. That is what Rusty Filter and the Broncos feel like it's going to be a low-scoring game. And from what we've seen, it appears to be that way between these 2 pitchers. Max Bayless of Santa Clara, Sooners Cameron Johnson. So much so that he's got his cleanup man bunting with nobody out and a runner at first in a scoreless game in the fourth. Devine hit one back to the pitcher Cameron Johnson and was thrown out in the first. Now a throw to first. The lead is only a couple of steps over there for Max Ross. He's back in quite easily.
Clear illustration, Chad, that they feel like against Cam Johnson runs at a premium. If they can get one, that's great.
There's the 0-1 outside. Sooners are ranked as high as number 10 in one of the polls this week. And they were up a spot to number 12. That's where we have them. They are one of 11 SEC teams in the top 25. 5 out of the top 7. That's what lies ahead starting next weekend. This pitch misses low and in to Luke Devine.
And I think the only mindset you can have is, hey, this is going to be fun. Well, excited for the challenge.
2 balls and a strike to Luke Devine. Texas is the only team still unbeaten out of the SEC as Cam Johnson throws again to first. Longhorns have a 1.71 ERA. Florida and Texas A&M each have 1 loss. A&M will be the first conference opponent for the Sooners. And Florida's won 13 straight since an opening loss. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Pulled foul toward the Sooner dugout, third base side. And you take it any way you want it in the SEC. Great pitching. You've got great hitting. Georgia has hit 43 home runs as a ball club already. They're 11-3. And the Sooners, of course, play their own brand of baseball. 96 walks, second in the country. Cameron Johnson lofts one over to first again. Max Ross is not taking any chances. This pitch is low and away. On the move is Ross, and he's able to make second base. So the Broncos have their second stolen base of the night.
And got away from LaChance behind the plate.
Runner in scoring position for the second time tonight. And a 3-2 count on Luke Devine. Here's the payoff. And ball 4. That's kind of that same location. It's just a little bit low. And so back-to-back walks now issued by Cameron Johnson. And all the Sooner infielders are going to come in and give him a little bit of a pep talk. We'll remind you that the University of Oklahoma and Sooner Sports Properties would like to thank our concession partners, Anheuser-Busch, Fletcher's Original Corny Dogs, Coca-Cola, Frito-Lay, The Baked Bear, Taco Mayo, Wonderfolk, and Boomerang Diner. So back-to-back walks for the Broncos to start the fourth. And Will Anderson will be in, the first baseman. Strikeout victim to start the second. Lefty-lefty matchup here with Cameron Johnson. Anderson batting .385. 8 runs driven in. He shows bunt. That's got Taki creeping in at first base. He tried to bunt it up the third base line and fouled it off. Max Ross is at second. Luke Devine, the runner at first after the walks. First 2 issued by Cameron Johnson tonight. Again, bunt shown here by Anderson, and he bunts it toward third. Tough play. The Sooners' Camden Johnson is in, fires to first, and got him. Taking the throw over there is the second baseman, Walk. And so the Sooners handled the bunt defense cleanly for the first out. But the Broncos have a pair of runners in scoring position with one away here in the fourth.
Nice job on the sacrifice. Nearly bunted for a base hit right there. But Camden Johnson at third. We saw two terrific plays at third base from Camden Johnson to end that Dallas Baptist victory late. And another one right there.
Yeah, there's no substitute for speed no matter where you put it. And he's got it at third base. Here's Tate Metcalf, the DH, swinging at the first pitch. Fouls it over on the third base side. Broncos trying to scratch out a couple against Cameron Johnson. Metcalf grounded out to first base his first time tonight. And the 0-1 in the air toward shallow center field. It's in the Bermuda Triangle, but caught over the shoulder by the shortstop Willits. He'll pivot and fire it to the plate, and the runners have to stay put. The wind blowing that one away from him, communicating with the center fielder Desan Harris. Willits takes it over his shoulder. A fine play for the second out.
And really a pretty good throw back in, too. That was, that was big time.
So the runners remain at second and third, now two down. And Camden Sauce will be the batter. He lined out to the left fielder Trey Gamble his first time. Cameron Johnson deals, gets him to swing and miss. Foul tip, actually, says the plate umpire Mark Winters. Nate LaChance hung on to it. 0-1 the count. Camden Sauce's 129 hitter has homered this year. He's driven in 3. 2 men in scoring position, but 2 outs. And he swings through that one. 0-2. Well, Cameron Johnson walked the first 2 men, trying to get out of the inning unscathed nonetheless. Here's the 0-2. Low. Some energy in the crowd tonight. Cameron Johnson ready's a 1-2. Strike 3 called, a fastball on the inner half. And the inning is over. 2 more men left by the Broncos. They have stranded 4. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th inning with no score. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
Have lunch at Norman's favorite hidden treasure, Midway Deli, tucked away at the corner of Chautauqua and Eufaula. We may be
Auto Group, OG&E, OU Health, and Coca-Cola. University of Oklahoma Athletics, one with you. Scoreless, headed to the bottom of the 4th inning. Pitcher's duel between Max Bayless of Santa Clara and Oklahoma's Cameron Johnson. Who will break through first? Both teams have had scoring chances. 2 different innings they have had runners in scoring position but come up empty. And Nolan Stevens, the Sooner DH tonight, is in, taking the first pitch low from Max Bayless. The only thing for Bayless is because of the walks and typically a high strikeout night means more pitches than you might ordinarily have. He's already up to 70 pitches in this game and only in the 4th inning. So there's a little bit of activity out in the Santa Clara bullpen. But Bayless just taking care of his job. Deals a strike to Nolan Stevens, who he struck out swinging back in the first. 1-1. A little low and away. Fastball. Stevens, Taki, and Harris, 6, 7, and 8 in the Sooner lineup here. Nolan Stevens is batting .296. There's the 2-1. He's out in front of that one. That'll square things up at 2-2.
Again, that pretty breaker off speed has been tough for Oklahoma to find. Bayless sharp so far tonight.
There's the 2-2 and a called strike 3. Fastball on the outer half. Little tailing action. Arm side run away from the left-handed hitter. And Nolan Stevens is a strikeout victim as well. 8 strikeouts now for Max Bayless. He has recorded 10 outs. 8 of them via punch-out. He deals with Dayton Taki, who struck out swinging his first time. And there's strike one to Taki. Bayless led the West Coast Conference with 105 strikeouts last year. Was second team all-conference. Had an ERA of 4.45. He is tough to handle. ERA after that foul ball, his ERA is 2.84 and falling through the night. He's given 2 hits. In fact, each team has 2 hits, but no runs across for either side. 0-2 the count on Dayton Taki. Missed outside. Temperature about 72 at game time. It's cooled off considerably, though. The wind may have slacked off by a mile per hour or 2, but not by much. As Taki takes downstairs. The count is 2-2. 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the southwest. There's the 2-2. Tried to check his swing. They appealed down to third base, and he did check it. Jeff Wright, kind to Dayton Taki, grants him at least one more pitch as the count goes full.
Defense once again shifted here. Payoff pitch to Dayton Taki.
And the payoff pitch, ball 4. Low and away, a 1-out walk to Taki. That's the 4th walk issue by Bayless. So here's Desan Harris, grounded out to the second baseman Ferraggiaro, his first time. Runner at first and 1 down.
Had that big infield single late versus Dallas Baptist in the midweek. Wound up being the big insurance run.
Taki just took off, and Bayless not paying any attention to him. He just swiped second base uncontested. Bayless never looked Taki's way, and so he steals second base. That is the first stolen base of the night for the Sooners, number 41 on the year. The pitch to Harris, chops it towards second base, cut off by the first baseman. The throw goes to the pitcher covering, and Harris beats the wrap over there. He's got himself an infield single. And the Sooner offense, a walk and infield single starting to come to life.
Desan Harris had that infield single to short, as we mentioned, versus Dallas Baptist. And, well, the speed looked similar right there from Desan Harris.
Well, Anderson came in from first. He made the right play because the pitcher Bayless did not have a play. But then it's on Bayless to try to win a foot race to the bag with Desan Harris. That's just not going to happen. So Taki to third, Harris at first. Here's Walk. And he takes one low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. 3 hits for the Sooners. That's the first for Harris tonight. Jason Walk was a strikeout victim his first time. They're even with the bag at first and third with the runners there as Walk takes strike 1. Oklahoma has had at least 1 man in scoring position in 3 of the 4 innings tonight. Sooners have left 5 men stranded. Here's the 1-1. Skips low and in. Max Bayless readies his 2-1. There goes Harris towards second. He will swipe it uncontested as Walk takes strike 2. And the count is even. So now 2 men in scoring position and 1 away in a scoreless game in the bottom of the 4th. Max Bayless has struck out 8 tonight. Make it 9. He fans Walk on a breaking pitch. 2 down.
And you hand the bat off here to Camden Johnson, who struck out twice. But has an opportunity. Couple Sooners in scoring position trying to strike first tonight.
Indeed, Camden Johnson, he has struck out swinging and then last time looking. Right-hander pitching to left-hander. Bayless deals and deals him a strike. Took something off that pitch. Camden Johnson, a .341 hitter. He's driven in 8. Trying to break a scoreless deadlock in the 4th inning. 0-1 upstairs. Tried to check his swing, and he did check it. Third base umpire Jeff Wright says no swing. Here's the 1-1. In there and a called strike 2. Variety of pitches. Break and pitch a couple of times. We've seen the changeup from time to time. And a fastball, mixing it up exceedingly well, is Max Bayless tonight. He's out in front of Cam Johnson, 1-2. And he got him to swing at it, a drop third strike. First base is open, but with 2 down, he can try to advance to no avail. Wheeler guns down to Anderson to make it official. And once again, Bayless strikes out 3. He gives up another walk and another hit. And the Sooners leave 2 more men on the bases. 7 stranded by Oklahoma tonight. Santa Clara has stranded 4. We'll move to the 5th, scoreless in Norman. And this is Sooner baseball from Learfield.
Baseball with multiple locations in Oklahoma. Planet Fitness can help you with whatever you're getting strong for. Join today.
Thank you, Josh. So no score, and Cameron Johnson back out to the mound for the Sooners. He has been very good so far tonight, pitching through 4 scoreless innings. He'll go to work against 8, 9, and 1 in the Santa Clara lineup here. First pitch to Peyton Lambert is in on his hands. Slow roller off the fist to the second baseman Walk, who had a little bit of difficulty getting it out of his glove as he charged toward it. But he's able to extricate the baseball and give it to Taki for the first out in the 5th.
Yeah, it started getting a little dangerous there, but just able to flip that baseball in time to Dayton Taki.
Now Mace Wheeler, the catcher. He turned on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball for a base hit to right field his last time up. He shows bunt, takes the pitch downstairs.
Taki ready to charge in over there at first base.
Here's the 1-0. Not showing bunt. Taking ball 2. Mace Wheeler, number 9 batter. Broncos will roll the lineup back over on the next hitter. There's a fastball on the inner half from Cameron Johnson for a strike. And right back with a 2-1. In the air, tailing toward left center field. The wind's going to carry it out near the warning track. Deshaun Harris reaches up, and he has it as he bangs into the wall in right center field, right below the scoreboard. That had some serious carry, and you also had the communication between Gamble and Harris, and Deshaun Harris able to reach out there. I think it helps a little bit that he is left-handed fielding, and so he's reaching out there with his right glove. Might have given him just the reach that he needed to pull that one in.
Man, and he went colliding into the fencing out there. That's a good show for the fans who bought a ticket, sitting behind left field's fencing.
It's like checking a guy up against the boards in hockey.
Yeah.
You can see his face right there. First pitch to the leadoff man, Thomas Ferrigaro, and that misses a little bit low. Ferrigaro had a base hit to start the game. Back up the middle, flied out to right field in the 3rd. He is 1 for 2, and there's a strike right back with Cameron Johnson dealing 1 in the zone. Count is 1-1 to Ferrigaro. Bases clear, 2 gone, no score in the top of the 5th. And this one hit foul, 1-2. Cam Johnson took just a little bit off that pitch to Ferrigaro, who's a .366 hitter. Ferrigaro's a switch hitter out of Wilsonville, Oregon. 4th year at Santa Clara. And he pulls this one foul. He's been a regular starter since 2023. Thomas Ferragamo has been very good. He's now reached base in 30 straight games going back to last season. Really good leadoff man, as he's shown tonight by reaching base 1 out of 2 times he's been up there. But he's down 1-2 against the Sooner lefty, Cameron Johnson, who kicks and lost that one. He's trying to throw a breaking pitch, and, man, it sailed back to the back screen.
Well, that's, I guess, the right time to lose one. But, boy, yeah, he definitely did.
So 2-2 count. Base is empty, 2 down. And a fastball fouled back. There's a little bit of light throwing, not anything serious out in the Oklahoma bullpen. And the Broncos have had some throwing going on, although that looks like it's stopped. I think that's Trevor Banning, who's been getting loose out in the Santa Clara pen. Another 2-2, trying to edge away at the outside edge against the right-handed hitter, but he missed, and the count rolls full. The 3-2. Got him swinging. Threw a fastball by him. Cameron Johnson with his 6th strikeout. He's allowed 2 hits through 5 innings on the hill for the Sooners tonight. And he's been efficient, throwing 68 pitches. We're at the midway mark at Kimry Family Stadium tonight. The 12th-ranked Sooners and the Santa Clara Broncos are scoreless. And this is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
This is Jake Aldridge, partner at Aldridge Teasdale. We know accidents happen when you least expect them. But if you're injured, your path to recovery and justice starts with the right attorney by your side. At Aldridge Teasdale, we understand that every injury is personal.
Innings of work and just the 3 earned runs so far. 14 strikeouts, 3 walks.
So as we talked about, really good performance by Bayless tonight. But you get a high strikeout night coupled with a fairly high walk night, and it can be a short night. That pitch count gets up a little bit. And the first pitch here from Mine misses a little bit downstairs and away to the right-hand batting Sooner right fielder Brendan Brock. The 1-0 is in there, 1-1. Brock had a base hit back up through the box in the first, struck out swinging in the third. Out of the windup is the lefty R.J. Mine, missing inside, 2-1. So the numbers on Bayless: 4 innings, 3 hits, 9 strikeouts, 4 walks. And he threw 90 total pitches. There's the 2-1. It's downstairs to Brendan Brock. Sooners have Brock, Gamble, and Willits, the scheduled hitters. 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup here in the bottom of 5. And the 2-2. Beg your pardon, the 2-1 in there for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Brendan Brock is a .341 hitter. There's the payoff. Blew it past him. Swung on and missed. Make it 9 strikeouts now for Santa Clara pitching in this game.
Second time they punched out Brock tonight.
Before we get the at-bat here for Trey Gamble, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Oklahoma Sooner Baseball.
You're listening to the home of Sooner fans, KREF, Norman, Oklahoma, and streaming live on the KREF app.
The Ref Sports Radio Network. Hey guys, it's Dory Noka. Have you been involved in an auto?
For Chad McKee, here's an 0-1 pitch coming to Trey Gamble. Bouncing ball back up the middle and into center field. Third time tonight that Trey Gamble has reached base. He walked his prior 2 plate appearances. He has a 1-out single in the 5th inning.
Just a tough guy to deal with if you're Mine or any of these opposing pitchers. So patient in that time, sees something he likes and swinging early.
So that is the first hit given by Mine tonight. It is the 4th hit for the Sooners. One of them came from Jackson Willits back in the 3rd. And he is up there now with a man at first and 1 away in the 5th. Swings and misses on the first pitch. Willits batting right-handed for the first time tonight against the lefty R.J. Mine. Jackson batting .325 with a home run and 16 runs batted in. Mine's 0-1. Kind of a sweeping three-quarter sidearm pitch. It misses inside. This game midway through and an hour and a half old. No score. There's a throw to first. Not much of a lead over there for Gamble, who is a threat to steal. 6 out of 6 in the stolen base department. Sooners have stolen 2 bases tonight. Desan Harris and Dayton Taki both swiped one in the 4th. That got them both into scoring position with only 1 out, but the Sooners couldn't capitalize. And this one is downstairs to Jackson Willits, so it is 2-1 to the Sooner shortstop.
7 left on base so far tonight if you're just joining us for Oklahoma. So they have certainly, Chad, threatened but haven't cracked the scoring column yet.
And Santa Clara has left 4. 2-1 to Willits. Low and away. Four walks drawn by Sooner hitters, and that gets them to 100 walks drawn in 14 games this year. Second most in the country. And make it 5 walks drawn as Willits draws the 1-out free pass that moves Trey Gamble into scoring position. So Willits has been on base twice tonight, and it paves the way for the catcher Dayton LaChance. Wind blowing out toward left. What a time it might be for his first Oklahoma Sooner home run. He walked in the first, grounded out to the third baseman Camden Sauce in the third. And here he takes a little bit up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. There's still activity out in the Broncos bullpen. None in the Sooner pen. We're in the 5th. There's the 1-0. Fouled back over on the first base side by Dayton LaChance. He's out of Sherbrooke, Quebec, Canada. 6'5", 230 pounds. Had an All-American sophomore year at McLennan Community College, playing for Skip Johnson's son, Tyler, who we saw here at the ballpark on Tuesday. He's now an assistant at Dallas Baptist for Dan Hefner. 1-1 pitch is low and away. 2 balls and a strike.
Both plate appearances so far tonight. Chad LaChance has come up, a couple of Sooners aboard, trying to come through. Third time the charm.
2-1. Fly ball, shallow right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. The runners had to hold up. Charging around third goes Gamble, but he'll wisely put the brakes on as Luke Devine fires it to the plate. Nothing you could do about it. It'll go as a base hit for LaChance. It loads the bases with 1 away. And the runners just could not take any chances with the second baseman Ferraggiaro and the right fielder Luke Devine trying to reach that ball, but it fell in no man's land for the 5th Sooner hit.
Nice throw back in there to keep Oklahoma right there, staying put, third base bag.
Sooners with the bases loaded and only 1 out. Looks like we're going to see a pinch hitter right now as Drew Dickerson will pinch hit for Nolan Stevens in the number 6 spot in the lineup. Stevens had been 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts against Bayless. Bases loaded, 1 away. Mines pitch. Misses downstairs. Drew Dickerson has been good when called upon this year. He's hit 2 home runs, driven in 9, and is batting .318. Gamble at third, Willits at second, LaChance at first. And there's ball 2 upstairs with no place to put him.
Get a chat right here.
Yes, we are. Looks like Rusty Filter, head coach, is going to come out for a little visit with R.J. Mine. And we'll take a moment to remind you that Riverwind Casino's gaming floor has nearly 3,000 of your favorite games, complemented by a variety of bars, restaurants, and the best live music in the metro. It's no surprise that Riverwind Casino is the official entertainment destination of OU Athletics. Second time we've seen Rusty Filter come out, done a very good job at Santa Clara as he's in his 9th season. Head coach who works with pitchers just like Skip Johnson over in the Oklahoma dugout. These guys, 2023, they won the West Coast Conference tournament and made the NCAA tournament for the first time in over 25 years. They made it all the way to a regional final game at Arkansas before bowing out. So Coach Filter back to the Santa Clara dugout, and a strike comes through to Drew Dickerson, 2-1. One out, bases full for the Sooners. Dickerson takes strike 2.
He's shaking his head.
Sooners left the bases loaded in the first, left 2 men stranded in the third and the fourth. They've got them loaded again, and the 2-2 is whacked foul. Out of play it goes. Over on the first base side, it'll stay 2-2 on Drew Dickerson. A little fun drama here.
Good job fighting it off. Big AB in this ball game.
R.J. Mine, the lefty. Ready's another to Drew Dickerson, the right-handed hitter. And it's outside, a full count.
And what do you come with here to the dangerous Drew Dickerson?
Your best pitch, whatever it is. Here's the payoff pitch to the Sooner pinch hitter, ball 4. It's a bases loaded walk. And walking in with the first run of the night is Trey Gamble. It's 1-0 Sooners in the bottom of the 5th inning. Drew Dickerson drives in his 10th run of the year with the RBI free pass. And they are still loaded. Willits goes to third. LaChance to second. And we'll see another pinch hitter. Looks like Miles Davis will pinch hit for Dayton Taki. So Taki, the left-handed batter, against the left-hander. The Sooners will pull him and send the right-handed hitter to the plate here, Miles Davis, sophomore out of Marion, Iowa. Batting .750 with a home run and 6 runs driven in. Bases loaded. He takes, and it's a little bit upstairs. Next one is a fastball on the inner half. And it's all even at 1-1.
Came to OU from State College of Florida. Drove in 37, had a .378 batting average last year.
Batting in the number 7 spot. Pinch hitting roll, and he chops one back in front of the plate. The flip to the plate by the pitcher, R.J. Mine, is in time to get the force play on Jackson Willits coming down the line. Well done there. He just took it straight from his glove, did Mine, right to the catcher Wheeler, who got the force play for the second out. It's kind of a slow chopper. Well done by R.J. Mine to keep the score at 1-0.
Yeah, that was a terrific defensive play from Mine.
So Willits is cut down at the plate. LaChance goes to third. Dickerson is at second, and Miles Davis at first on the fielder's choice play. Still loaded. Here's Deshaun Harris. Rips one right at the center fielder, Peyton Lambert, who moves 3 steps to his right and squeezes the final out. Hit hard by Harris, bidding for his second base hit of the night, but Lambert was right there, and the inning is over. But the Sooners get the first run of the ball game on a bases-loaded walk to Drew Dickerson. 1-0. 12th-ranked Oklahoma leads Santa Clara as we go to the 6th. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
Fowler Automotive is proud to be a part of your community, where our passion and values
for the visiting Santa Clara Broncos. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 4 men left. Back out to the mound for the Sooners to begin his 6th inning of work is Cameron Johnson, the lefty. 5 innings of 2-hit ball with 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. And his first pitch in there for a called strike to the shortstop, Ben Cleary. He's 0 for 2, struck out in the first and lined out to the right fielder, Brendan Brock, in the fourth. Cam Johnson deals another, and this one is inside.
77 pitches now for Cam Johnson, so he's got some length left yet.
There's some stirring out in the Sooner pen. In fact, there's some throwing. Looks like they got a left-hander loosening. 1-1 pitch is over but low. 2 balls and a strike to Cleary. He'll be followed by the left fielder Max Ross and then right fielder Luke Devine. 2, 3, and 4 in the Broncos lineup. 1-0 Oklahoma in the top of the 6th. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Walk the second baseman, backhands, and then loses it as he makes the transition from his glove hand to his bare hand. And Ben Cleary is going to be safe at first base. And that'll be a base hit. Long way for Walk to go. In fact, by the time he tried to make the exchange, he was already on the shortstop side of second base. Don't think he would have had much of a chance. No, they're going to rule that one an error, I see up on the board.
Yeah, I don't know. That looked like a pretty difficult play from up here in the booth.
So it's a runner at first, and that's the tying run. That's how tight this game has been. Lefty-lefty matchup here with the left fielder Max Ross. And Cameron Johnson's first pitch is called ball 1. Ross 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Cleary edges away from first base, and that ball is swung on and missed by Max Ross. 1-1 the count. Cleary 2 for 2 in the stolen base department on the year. He's held on at first. And this pitch is swung on and missed as well. Connor Larkin is the new Sooner first baseman. Had the pinch hit appearance for Dayton Taki, who was playing first. And so you got Connor Larkin now manning first base. There's strike 3 called. Fastball 94 miles an hour to Max Ross. Second time he struck out. And Cameron Johnson's 7th strikeout tonight. The batter will be the cleanup man, Luke Devine. He is 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out. And Cameron Johnson just kind of lofts the pitch over to first base. 5 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. And on the year, Cameron Johnson's up to 32 strikeouts and 5 walks. And he's given 5 earned runs total in 21 1/3 innings. First pitch is low and away to Luke Devine. Luke Devine is out of Los Altos Hills, California, St. Francis High School. Second season at Santa Clara. 42 games for him last year. And with a 1-0 count, Skip Johnson comes out of the Oklahoma dugout over on the third base side. As we said, there's been activity out in the bullpen for some time now. We'll take a moment to remind you that Bob Moore Ford is proud to honor service members through the Patriot of the Game. To nominate a Patriot, visit bobmooreford.com/hero. We need to check the Air Comfort Solutions SEC scoreboard when you are ready for that, Josh. Skip Johnson making the walk back over to the dugout.
It's not a lengthy scoreboard tonight, just 2 other games in the SEC. Missouri leads Illinois-Chicago 5-4. That is a bottom 5 score. And number 4, Mississippi State 6, Lipscomb 1. That's in the 8th inning.
I promise it'll take much longer tomorrow night, when there will no doubt be 16 SEC teams in action. As Cameron Johnson lofts another pitch over to first. It looked like the wind had died down probably 45 minutes to an hour ago. It is blowing as hard now as it has all day. It's picked up velocity here in the last 30, 45 minutes. Hopefully that does not mean that rain is imminent. There's a chance today and tomorrow as the 1-0 pitch is downstairs to Luke Devine, who says it hit him. And now the umpires are going to confer. Might go have a look at it. Umpires can initiate a review on that. We have not had a review tonight. And so you got the plate umpire Mark Winters and the first base umpire Clint Fagan. And it looks like they will go review it. Was it a hit by pitch? Clint Fagan, the first base ump, will be joined by third base umpire Jeff Wright. And we have an official review brought to you by McIntyre Law. Visit McIntyreLaw.com and connect with their team of award-winning Oklahoma personal injury attorneys.
Well, what do you think? I'll give you another look right here, Chad.
They're showing the replay up on the video board. I mean, we're talking about a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. To see it without the ability to see slow motion is an impossibility. But they've got it up on the video board in left center field. The original call was a ball low, which would make the count 2-0. If that's overturned, I mean, looks like you can almost see the ball bounce in the turf around home plate. They get the side view here. I would just say this. There was not a huge reaction of pain from Luke Devine to indicate a hit by pitch. That doesn't mean that he wasn't hit.
But he didn't have that ouch immediate reaction.
Right.
The Sooner Sports Podcast. It's your all-access audio pass to Sooner Sports. Listen as Toby Rowland and Chris Plank talk all things Sooners. Log on to Soonersports.com/podcast or search for the Sooner Sports Podcast in your favorite podcast provider. The Sooner Sports Podcast presented by Allstate and by Riverwind Casino.
Results of our SEC video review tell us it was no hit by pitch. And that is one challenge down for Santa Clara. You get two. It's our first review of the night. It's getting a little bit late. You could afford to exhaust one, but it was just going to be tough to tell, I think. But the call of ball two stands. So 2-0. Runner at first, one down. Oklahoma leads 1-0 in the top of the sixth, and this pitch is fouled back. Fastball velocity for Cameron Johnson tonight has been anywhere from 93 to 97, we saw at one point.
Looks like Oklahoma, Chad, getting a right-hander and a left-hander both loose out there in the pen.
And now we have one of the Santa Clara coaches. It is not head coach Rusty Filter out for another conversation here with the plate umpire Mark Winters, who's also looking toward the hitter Luke Devine. And onward we go. 2-1 the count with one away and a man at first base. There goes Cleary, and the pitch is whacked foul out of play. Broncos hit and run there. Back to first will go Cleary, and the count goes to 2-2 on Luke Devine. Cameron Johnson to the plate with ball three low, fastball. Five and a third scoreless innings so far for the Sooner lefty, pursuing his fourth win in 4 starts this year. There's his payoff pitch, and that one did hit him. The 3-2 pitch hits Luke Devine, and it moves Ben Cleary into scoring position with the potential tying run with one away in the top of the 6th inning. So it's Cleary at second, Devine at first, And the batter's Will Anderson, who struck out in the second and laid down a sacrifice in the fourth. And that's going to do it for Cameron Johnson. He will leave with 2 men aboard and 1 out. And Skip Johnson will turn it over to his bullpen to face Will Anderson and future Broncos hitters. We will tell you about the new Sooner pitcher when we come back from this break. 1-0 Oklahoma leads with 2 men aboard and 1 man out in the top of the 6th inning for Santa Clara. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
Hey, Sooner fans, want to make the most of not only your game day, but every day? Norman Parks and Recreation has got you covered. With 68 beautiful parks all over Norman, there's always a place to have fun or connect with nature. Swim or shoot hoops at the Young Family Athletic Center. Take a walk at Ruby Green.
Jaden Barfield, we've known.
A get-right kind of an appearance. Oklahoma used 8 pitchers in the 9-inning game back on Tuesday night against Gonzaga. It was truly Johnny Holstaff, and the only guy who pitched more than an inning was Michael Catalano. He was awarded with the win as Oklahoma won that one 2-0. Sooner offense, last 3 games, not quite as much in high gear. They've scored 4 runs in the last 3 games total, but still on the year averaging double figures, and they've scored double figures in 9 of 13, including 6 run rules. We've had a pitcher's duel tonight, but it's in the hands of the bullpen. Here's Will Anderson. Lefty-lefty matchup with Jaden Barfield. Runners at first and second. A swing and a miss. Different velocity between the 2 pitchers. Now, Barfield can get it up there around 90, but Cameron Johnson as high as 97 tonight. Anderson was 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a sacrifice against Cameron Johnson. And this one is drilled into right field. In to get it is the center fielder, Deshaun Harris. Around third comes Cleary. He's going to score, and this game is tied at 1. Stopping at third is Devine, and Will Anderson comes up with an RBI single in the 6th for Santa Clara. And this game is all square at 1-1. Skip Johnson's going to go back to his bullpen. So Jaden Barfield faces 1 man and gives up the tying single to Will Anderson. 1 apiece. Back to the pen. Tate Metcalf coming to the plate for Santa Clara, and the Broncos have the go-ahead run at third and another man at first base with 1 away in the 6th inning. We'll tell you about the new Sooner pitcher when we come back to Kemry Family Stadium. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield. Left-handed hitter has grabbed a bat. He will hit in the number 6 spot for the Broncos. So Mateo Garcia in a big spot with a chance to give his Broncos the lead with 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. Caden Leon to the plate and delivers a strike. So Jaden Barfield came on, gave up the base hit. Only man that he's going to face tonight. The man at first is his responsibility. That is Will Anderson. The man at third, Luke Devine, is the responsibility of the starter, Cameron Johnson. And here's the 0-1. And it hit him. Hit him on his front leg down around the shin. The bases are loaded now. 2 hit batsmen and an error in the inning. Will Anderson is going to move down the line to second. Mateo Garcia, the pinch hitter, comes through with a hit by pitch. And with the bases loaded and 1 down, it is Camden Sauce who is 0 for 2 in this game. Leon to the plate with a breaking pitch, smothered by Dayton LeChance, ball 1.
He has hit into 1 double play this season. See if Leon can find that tailor-made double play, get out of this mess.
Wind and the 1-0 fastball, 95 miles an hour, says the radar gun on that one. And the count is even at 1-1. As this game touches the 2-hour mark, we are nowhere near done. Only in the top of the 6th inning. And a tie ball game, 1 apiece. Another fastball and another strike from Caden Leon. And his 1-2 breaking pitch. He went around, tried to hold up, but the plate umpire, Mark Winters, says that Sauce went around. Not even an appeal on that breaking pitch. They say Sauce offered, and that's out number 2. First strikeout for Caden Leon. So 2 down. Base is full of Broncos. And here's Peyton Lambert, the center fielder, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Those were against Cameron Johnson. Leon with another strike. Breaking pitch this time. Eight strikeouts for Oklahoma pitching tonight. Leon's 0-1. Tried to paint a fastball on the outside corner, but missed just a little bit outside. Time called now by Sooner catcher Dayton LaChance. Out for a brief conversation.
And it was just that, Chad, a brief couple of words conversation. LaChance maybe seeing something that he either didn't like or just trying to communicate how they want to approach this here.
Now the 1-1 to Lambert. Beautiful breaking pitch. 1-2 the count. Rhythmic clapping from the fans at Kemry Family Stadium. 1-2, swing and a miss. There's that breaking pitch. Back-to-back strikeouts for Caden Leon to close it. Bases left loaded by the Broncos. They've stranded 7 now. But Santa Clara ties it. They get an RBI single by Will Anderson, and we've got a brand new ball game turning to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 12th ranked Oklahoma 1, and our Broncos are all tied up. And we will see a pinch hitter for the Sooners to start the 6th. Gerardo Prado is going to be the batter. He'll bat in the number 9 spot for Jason Walk. And the lefty sidearm slinging R.J. Mine deals a fastball for a strike to Prado. 9-1-2 in the Oklahoma lineup here in the 6th. And there's another strike to Prado. Nothing fancy about it. R.J. Mine just rearing back and slinging strikes. Here's the 0-2. A little bit too tall. Temperature started at about 72 degrees as we got this game underway, and it has cooled off. The feels like temperature is 62, but I don't think it feels that warm. Next pitch misses. 2-2. It's one of those days where you come to the ballpark, you know, and you're in short sleeves, maybe shorts.
Indeed.
And you get to this point.
Well, why did I not bring a jacket?
You look at your significant other and say, did you forget my jacket? Prado lines one out into right field. So a pinch hit single to start inning number 6.
And that's a nice at-bat right there. Prado falls behind, works the count even, and then lines out to right.
So 2 pinch hitters tonight have come through for the Sooners. Drew Dickerson drew a bases-loaded walk that scored the lone run in the 5th inning. And now the base hit by Prado, and he'll be pinch run for at first base by Kyle Branch. And that'll allow the Sooners to shift things defensively a bit as well. Branch can come in and play second base now. He's at first with the go-ahead run, and it's back to the top of the order for Camden Johnson, who's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Kyle Branch back at first on a throw over.
And the left-hander Mine will have the perfect sight line on him.
Didn't come set that time, just kind of fired it straddling the rubber over there to first base. And Branch is once again in safely. 2 stolen bases for the Sooners tonight. They are 42 of 47 as a team. This pitch bunted foul up the third base side. Kyle Branch has not attempted a stolen base this year. Last year, he was perfect, 14 for 14. Had 64 hits as a freshman last year, did Kyle Branch. He's the runner at first for Prado, the pinch hitter, who came through with a single, which was the 6th Oklahoma hit. And the next pitch is a little bit low and in to Camden Johnson. 1-1 to the Sooner third baseman. He's got the attention of his third base counterpart, Camden Sauce, down there. Showed bunt, then didn't show bunt. Sauce is thinking, what's coming up here? Not bunting, taking, and again low and in. They want to appeal to the third base umpire, and he says no swing. Camden Johnson digs back in, and another throw to first to chase Branch back in. Activity out in the Santa Clara bullpen continues. Mine is the second pitcher employed by Rusty Filter tonight. There's a strike on the inside edge. Man, a tough pitch, lefty-lefty matchup. And Mine is kind of slinging it three-quarter sidearm, and that ball starts out behind you. Even though it's a fastball, runs back over the inside half. Johnson's had a tough night, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. 2-2 pitch to him. Stays alive. Fouls it up to the top of the back screen. Another 2-2 pitch. Lifted foul. Out of play it goes. Over on the third base side again. Nobody out. Leadoff man is aboard. On a pinch hit single by Gerardo Prado. Kyle Branch runs for him at first base.
Prado battling back from an 0-2 hole to find the line drive single to right.
Another 2-2. Fouls off another one. Camden Johnson battling away with R.J. Mine, who's thrown 33 pitches out of the bullpen. Camden Johnson, one of his 2 home runs was an inside the park home run on the Saturday game of the Gonzaga series last weekend. 2-2 pitch to him. Shoots this one over the outstretched glove of the shortstop Cleary. On to third is going to go Branch. He'll get the stop sign. Sliding in Superman style with a double is Camden Johnson. And the Sooners in business. 2 men in scoring position in a 1-1 game with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th inning. And I mean, he took off with that Superman dive when he was about 25 feet away from second base. He was only 2/3 down the line when he went head first on that turf.
Got that Camden Johnson speed. Slide on in there Superman style in a hurry.
Yeah, he needs a little runway to slow down. Nobody out. Men at second and third. Golden chance here for Brendan Brock. First pitch is downstairs from R.J. Mine. 7 Sooner hits now. 2 in the inning. Brendan Brock had a base hit back in the first. He's 1 for 3. He's also struck out twice. And he takes a called strike. 1-1 from R.J. Mine. Mine has given 4 hits in an inning of relief so far. Bouncing ball to short. This will score a run. Cleary up with it cleanly. It's a low throw to first that's dug out over there by Will Anderson. And so Branch crosses the plate, and the Sooners take the lead 2-1 on an RBI ground out by Brendan Brock.
Just do your job. Put it in play. Advance the runners. Play to run. Sooners back in front.
One away. Camden Johnson is the runner at third. And the batter is Trey Gamble. He's reached 3 times tonight. Infield in. And the pitch is low. So you give the RBI to Brendan Brock. He's driven in 16. That is tied for the Sooner lead. 2-1 Sooners, bottom of the 6th inning. And there's a strike to Gamble. Gamble walked in the 1st and the 3rd, singled in the 5th, and he swings and misses here. 1-2 the count to it. Lefty-lefty matchup between R.J. Mine and Trey Gamble.
Battle here, just try to get one up at least into the air deep enough to plate this next run at third.
Strike 3 called. Fastball moving away from the left-handed hitter, but it caught the outside corner. And that's out number 2.
It's a good-looking pitch. Tough one to take for Gamble. It was close, but nice punch-out looking there.
That is 11 strikeouts now for Santa Clara pitching. 9 for Bayless, 2 for Mine. Here's Willits. He's been on base twice. Runner at third, 2 down. And the first pitch is outside. Jackson Willits struck out in the 1st. Singled up the middle in the 3rd, and then walked in the 5th. Sooners have retaken the lead on an RBI ground out by Brendan Brock that scored Kyle Branch. 1-0 pitch to Willits. Over the outer half, that'll even things up at 1-1. How about the pinch hitters tonight for Skip Johnson and Reggie Willits pulling them off the bench? They've accounted for really both runs. Drew Dickerson drew that bases-loaded walk as a pinch hitter. And here, Gerardo Prado's base hit turns into the run scored by Kyle Branch. That is the go-ahead run. Next pitch is inside to Jackson Willits. 2-1 to the Sooner shortstop. Pitch number 49 from Mine is strike 2 to Willits. 2-2 on Jackson. Camden Johnson doubled earlier in the inning. He's at third. Here's a 2-2 to Willits. In the air, right center field. The center fielder Lambert over there with the right fielder Devine. It'll be Devine, the right fielder, making the catch. Then the inning is over. But the Sooners retake the lead. They get a run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left. Oklahoma leads Santa Clara 2-1 as we move to the 7th inning in Norman. And this is Sooner baseball from Learfield.
Come on down to River Bottom Nursery at one of their 2 locations in OKC. Now under new ownership, River Bottom serves both the commercial industry as well as the gardener and homeowner at both their plant and tree nursery locations. River Bottom Nursery has everything you need to make your yard paradise. Call them today, 405.
Baseball, you got that wind taking you out to left. Going to keep that baseball in right here tonight.
1 away in the 7th. Back to the top of the order. Thomas Ferraggiaro, the leadoff man, second baseman, 1 for 3 tonight. Leon missed with a fastball to Ferraggiaro, 357 hitter. Singled up the middle in the 1st, and he has also flied to right field and struck out. Caden Leon, third Sooner pitcher of the night. There's strike 1. Cameron Johnson went 5 1/3 innings. Left with the lead, but left with 2 men aboard. One of those guys scored when Jaden Barfield, the reliever, gave up a base hit. That was the only guy that he faced before giving way to Leon, who deals in a swing and a miss. Makes it 1-2 on Thomas Ferraggiaro. Same 2 teams tomorrow night at 6:30. Saturday at 2 o'clock. Sunday at 1 o'clock. Here's the 1-2 from Leon. Downstairs. Ferraggiaro was a regular starter at third base last year. Batted .275. 4th year at Santa Clara. Here's a 2-2. Fought off a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Santa Clara baseball reaching the NCAA tournament a couple of years ago. We've had some famous basketball guys come out of Santa Clara. The great Hall of Famer Steve Nash. And there's a guy who plays in Oklahoma City that Thunder fans are kind of fond of. J-Dub. Jalen Williams, Santa Clara. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That's down and in. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
That's a good 1-2 punch to start your all-time starting 5 right there. Steve Nash and J-Dub.
Full count, 1 away, bases clear in the 7th. Caden Leon trying to protect a 1-run Sooner lead. Fastball grounded to third. Up with it, Camden Johnson. The throw to first is in time. And there's out number 1, or out number 2, I should say. 5-3 put out. Camden Johnson as Ferragaro is retired.
Nice job by Larkin.
As mentioned, with all the pinch hitters, the Sooners have switched things up a little bit with Kyle Branch, who scored the go-ahead run, pinch running. And he's now playing second base. Bases cleared, 2 down. Ben Cleary, the shortstop, who scored the lone run for the Broncos tonight, was safe on an error in the 6th and came in to score on Will Anderson's tying single. First pitch fastball makes it 0-1 to Cleary. Caden Leon, a fastball. Right back up the middle it goes. First hit for Ben Cleary, and he is on base for the 2nd time tonight. The Broncos put the tying run aboard with 2 down in the 7th.
Good piece of hitting from Cleary. See if Leon can buckle down, find this final out of the 7th with a man aboard now.
He will have to deal with the number 3 batter, Max Ross, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and a walk. It's the 4th hit for Santa Clara. And the first off of Leon. Cameron Johnson gave 2, Barfield 1. Leon surrenders his first hit. Misses with the first one to Max Ross. Right-hander pitching to left-hander with 2 down in the top of the 7th. (1-0) fouled back to the back screen. And a few folks who are exiting out there on the berm. Got to get the kids to school. And Josh, it's getting a little late. 2.5-hour ball game, and we're in the 7th inning. High strikeouts and some walks. 18 runners left stranded combined. That will extend the proceedings a bit. Leon's 1-1 is a chopper toward the second baseman Branch. Cleanly up with it and over to first. Inning over. A 2-out single by Ben Cleary, but he's left stranded. No runs on a hit. There were no Sooner errors and a man left stranded. 7th inning stretch time at Kimry Family Stadium in Norman with 12th ranked Oklahoma leading Santa Clara 2-1. This is Sooner baseball from Learfield.
Feeling stuck in your current home? Now is
% off your interior or exterior painting project. Let Robert and Jonathan take care of you at 405-990-8521. We see the 3rd pitcher of the night for Santa Clara. That is Josh Johnson, who's just finished up his warm-up tosses.
7 strikeouts, no walks this season across 3 1/3 innings pitched. Looks like another one of their top arms, Chad.
So we just saw R.J. Mine, the sophomore from San Ramon, California. He was good. Did give the go-ahead run here. Sooners leading 2-1 as Dayton LaChance stands in. So it'll be LaChance and then the DH, Drew Dickerson. This pitch is outside to Dayton LaChance. 2-0. LaChance has been on base twice, walked in the 1st, had a base hit in the 5th. And ball 3 is low and away. So Johnson unable to locate the strike zone on his first 3 offerings. There's a strike. Three-one pitch. Ball 4 outside to LaChance, who's walked for the second time and has reached base for the 3rd time tonight.
And again, that's the first free pass that Josh Johnson has issued this season, and now his 4th appearance, and it's the first batter he faces.
So here's Drew Dickerson, who drew a bases-loaded walk as a pinch hitter in the 5th inning, and that scored the first run of the game. Drove in Trey Gamble. So Drew bats for the 2nd time tonight. Right-hander to right-hander and low and away. Drew Dickerson's batting .318. He's hit 2 home runs, driven in 10. So 22 official at-bats and 10 runs knocked in. Hits this one foul back to the back screen. Sooners again drawing multiple walks, 2nd in the country in walks drawn. LaChance edging away from first base, and Dickerson takes a strike. 7 more walks drawn tonight, 103 on the season. Here's a 1-2 pitch to center field. Hit pretty well. Lambert plays it on a hop as it falls in front of the center fielder. And Drew Dickerson again. It's been on base twice. Pinch hits and walks. And now singles here in the 7th inning. Nate LaChance stops at second base, and the Sooners have runners at first and second and nobody out. And the batter is going to be Alec Blair, the talented young freshman. He will bat in the number 7 spot. The Sooners in the 7 spot had batted Dayton Taki and Miles Davis. Connor Larkin came on to play first, and now it's Alec Blair. So he'll technically be the 4th guy to occupy the number 7 spot in the lineup. Super excited about Alec Blair. Takes the first pitch low and in. Oklahoma looking to separate, as Skip Johnson says. Blair went around on a break-in pitch that was down around his shoe tops. Blocked by the catcher, Wheeler.
In just 20 at-bats, already 11 runs driven in this season for Blair.
Freshman at Lafayette, California, De La Salle High School, left-handed hitter. Back up the middle it goes. Could be 2. Cleary, the shortstop, flips to Ferragamo, and the return throw to first is in time. It is a double play. So Blair pinch hits into a 6-4-3 double play. Nate LaChance moves to 3rd, but it's 2 down with the man at 3rd for the Sooner center fielder, Desan Harris. Harris tries to hold up on a pitch that was low and in, and they appeal down to 3rd. No swing, says Jeff Wright. Desan Harris, 1 for 3. Had a base hit back in the 4th. Shortens up on that bat handle full time. And he went around after that pitch as well. Tied him up. Breaking pitch in. 1-1 pitch. Fouls it back to the back screen. 2-1 Sooners with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Inning looked promising. Still could be. First 2 men reached on a walk and a base hit. Looks like Son Harris is calling for a little bat handle spray here. He's batting .444 on the year. And the 1-2 is low and in.
That's been really good with runners in scoring position, 2 outs as well. Trying to have a good 2-strike approach.
Sooners 1 of 7 at the plate with 2 outs. Broncos are 1 of 8. Here's the 2-2 inside. And a full count with first base open and 2 gone. Runs hard to come by. Sooners got 1 on a bases-loaded walk to Drew Dickerson in the 5th. Broncos had an RBI single by Will Anderson to tie it in the 6th. But Oklahoma RBI ground out by Brendan Brock to lead 2-1. As Son Harris turns and hits this one high and far foul out of play down the right field line.
Deep into the night sky, but it was foul by a mile.
So he will see another payoff pitch. And it comes, strike 3 called. Inside corner, a fastball, and the inning is over. So the first 2 Sooners reached safely, but neither able to cross the plate. And it stays 2-1 Oklahoma, moving to the 8th. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield. By calling 405-990-8521, you can let Robert and Jonathan take care of you. So here's Gavin Jones. Gavin Jones was part of that Johnny Holstaff night against Dallas Baptist back on Tuesday. He was one of the 8 Sooner pitchers that Skip Johnson used. And here he is to try to hold it where it is in the top of the 8th inning. Santa Clara will send in the middle third of the lineup. Luke Devine, Will Anderson are the first 2 scheduled hitters. Left-hander to right-hander as Devine fouls it back. He is 0 for 1. Grounded back to the pitcher in the first. He's also walked and been hit by a pitch. Josh, you been listening to the World Baseball Classic or checking out any of that action?
Pretty fun.
Indeed. I have a couple of fun weeks with that. Watching Team USA as the 0-1 pitch here is called a little bit outside. That was a fastball at 95. Driven into center field, but right at Desan Harris, who backs up a few steps and puts away the first out here in the 8th inning. Time for a look at this week's upcoming Sooner athletic events presented by One Oklahoma, powered by Sooner Sports Properties, fan-fueled, athlete-focused. Well, here, as far as the schedule is concerned, same 2 teams tomorrow at 6:30, 4 o'clock on Saturday, or I should say 2 o'clock on Saturday, then 1 o'clock on Sunday. We mentioned that things have shifted a little bit for Oklahoma softball. They'll play 2 on Saturday against Abilene Christian and Louisiana beginning at 2 o'clock. And then the same thing on Sunday as the first pitch to Will Anderson rockets off the front of the Sooner dugout over on the third base side. You hope everybody's okay over there.
Hot shot. That'll get your attention. USA, Brazil, World Baseball Classic tomorrow. That'll be going on while we're right here enjoying game 2.
We may have to add that into our Air Comfort Solutions SEC scoreboard tomorrow. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Wave and a miss at a fastball. Some other events that are going on for Sooner Sports. Mentioned the women's basketball. Got a nice win in Greenville, South Carolina at the SEC Championship over Florida today. They will face LSU tomorrow at 1:30. Also got men's gymnastics on campus. The #1 team in the country. They will host the Cal Bears at 6 o'clock on Saturday night. over at McCaslin Fieldhouse. As Anderson whacks another one foul and out of play. He drove in the lone run of the game for the Broncos with an RBI single that scored Ben Cleary in the top of the 6th. That tied the game. Sooners have responded and retaken the lead on an RBI ground out by Brendan Brock in the bottom of the 6th. It is 2-1. Once again, Santa Clara has left 8 stranded base runners, Oklahoma 12. Here's the 0-2. Bounces low, away from the catcher Dayton LaChance. One and two, the count. Lined down the third baseline. It's a fair ball. It hugs the left field foul line, and into second base is Will Anderson with a one-out double. He's the potential tying run. So not going quietly. The Broncos with one away get the double from Will Anderson. That's his 4th double of the year. And the tying run in scoring position, Mateo Garcia. Lefty hitter takes the first pitch. Beg your pardon, he offered at it. They appeal down to third base. Jeff Wright says it was a swing. So how about a 2-hit night for Will Anderson? 2 of the 5 hits for Santa Clara in this one. Garcia pinch hit and was hit by pitch in the 6th inning. Oh, 1 pitch, slices it foul. Back to the back screen. Mateo Garcia occupies the DH spot where he hit for Tate Metcalf back in the 6th. 0-2 against Gavin Jones. Checks the runner, comes to the plate. And this one is hit foul down the left field line.
Went to that 95-mile-per-hour fastball. Brought it upstairs.
Will Anderson, the potential tying run, leads from second base. Another 0-2 outside, checked his swing. That was confirmed by the third base umpire, Jeff Wright. So it's 1-2 now on Mateo Garcia. Out of Turlock, California, San Joaquin Delta College. His 2nd season at Santa Clara. 1-2 pitch. Stays 1-2 as he fouls it back. Five of Garcia's 7 hits this year have been doubles. And he led this team with 13 doubles last year. Looks like Skip Johnson's going to come out of the Sooner dugout for a visit here with Gavin Jones and the infielders. How about a check of our Air Comfort Solutions SEC scoreboard? A light smattering of games around the SEC. Josh, what are we looking at?
Number 4, Mississippi State. They are victorious tonight. It's gone final down in Starkville. 8-3, Mississippi State tops Lipscomb tonight. The Mississippi State Bulldogs now 12-2 on the season. Missouri looks like maybe they're about to find win number 11, but it's bottom 7, and the Missouri Tigers lead Illinois Chicago 9-6 from up in Columbia. And that's your SEC scoreboard.
Presented by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. So Skip Johnson back to the dugout. Will Anderson has a 2-out double. He's the potential tying run at second. And a 1-2 count with one away to Mateo Garcia. Ground ball to short. Willits has to field and fire in a hurry, and he does so perfectly. 2 down. Down to third goes Anderson with that potential tying run. And he'll be there with 2 gone for Camden Sauce, the third baseman.
Pitching to contact, and Willits goes and makes a nice defensive play for the second out.
Having a really good year again as shortstop is Jackson Willits. Sauce is 0 for 3 with a line out and 2 strikeouts. First pitch in there. Fastball 95 miles an hour from Gavin Jones. Top of the 8th inning, 2-1 Sooners. Jones trying to hold it there. His 0-1 is fouled off. Gavin Jones, the 4th Sooner pitcher of the night. His 0-2, again fouled back by Camden Sauce.
Brendan Brock, by the way, behind the plate. LaChance now over at that first base bag. So
the pinch hitting and shifting.
A couple more changes.
Here's another 0-2, swing and a miss on a high fastball. And the inning is over. 1 out double by Will Anderson, but he's left stranded. The 9th base runner stranded by Santa Clara tonight. 2-1 Oklahoma leads, headed to the bottom of the 8th inning at Kimry Family Stadium in Norman. And this is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
A proud partner of OU Athletics.
Bottom of the 8th inning from Kimry Family Stadium, where the homestanding Oklahoma Sooners lead it 2-1. This is game number 10 in a 17-game homestand. It'll be Kyle Branch to lead it off against a new right-hander, Chase Rudin, who's the 4th pitcher of the night for Santa Clara. It's a right-hander versus right-hander matchup. Rudin's first pitch to Branch, who is hitting for the first time, though he did score a run back in the 6th inning. Pinch ran for Gerardo Prado, who had come up with a base hit in a pinch hit roll. First pitch is low and away. The next one is a strike. 1-1 the count. Rudin, a freshman from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. 6'2", 200 pounds. 1-1 to Branch is a breaking pitch that misses up and in.
And you're just looking, any way you can get on board here, try to find some late insurance would be just fine.
There's the 2-1, hit him in the helmet. And fortunately, Branch is okay. Quickly takes the helmet off and heads to first base. Man, that got away up and in. And Kyle is good, thankfully. Skip Johnson out having a conversation with the third base ump, Jeff Wright. As Branch goes to first, hit by the pitch. That brings in the leadoff man, Camden Johnson, who doubled his last time up there. He is 1 out of 4 on the night. Max Bayless started, then R.J. Mine and Josh Johnson, and now Chase Rudin, who comes to the plate with a breaking pitch in there for a strike to Cam Johnson. The other Cam Johnson started for the Sooners tonight, and he was very effective. He's going to leave with a no decision, but 5 1/3 innings, 7 strikeouts and 2 walks. He gave 2 hits and 1 run. It was an unearned run. But Santa Clara tied the game up after he left. The Sooners have retaken the lead, and so Cam Johnson not in position to pick up the win if the Sooners can hang on. 1-1 is the count on Camden Johnson. Fastball is up and away. 2 balls and a strike. Next pitch is in there on the outer half. 2-2 is Camden Johnson kind of looks back at plate umpire Mark Winters. Leadoff man aboard for the Sooners in the 8th. Try to increase a 1-run lead, and there's a swinging strike 3 for the first out. 4th time Camden Johnson has struck out tonight. 1 down. And that is now a dozen strikeouts for Santa Clara pitching. They've walked 7 and hit a man. Here's Brendan Brock, who's now catching. Started the game out in right field. He's now behind the dish. And he is 1 for 4, but one of the putouts that he made is the difference in this game right now. It was an RBI groundout in the 6th inning that scored the man who's at first base right now, and that's Kyle Branch. And that's the go-ahead and lead run currently, 2-1 Sooners. First pitch is in there for a called strike to Brock. And the 0-1. Pretty good looking curveball from Chase Rudin, the freshman. It's in there. 0-2. The 2-strike pitch. Missed in and or up.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit up on Brendan Brock.
Either way, it's ball 1. Held up on that pitch that missed away. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Trey Gamble is on deck with 1 away. And that throw over chases Kyle Branch back in. Mentioned earlier, Branch does not have a stolen base yet this season after 14 for 14 last year. Here's the 2-2. Strike 3 call.
Ooh.
Another breaking pitch. Just snuck that one over the inside corner. And now back-to-back strikeouts for Chase Rudin out of the bullpen.
I think Brock thought it was up, but they ring him up.
So make it 13 strikeouts for Santa Clara pitching in this game. And they've got 129 as a staff on the year. Here's Trey Gamble. Rudin to the belt and then a throw over to first. Trey Gamble's been on base 3 times. Scored the first Sooner run back in the 5th inning. An RBI walk by Drew Dickerson, who was pinch hitting at the time. This one misses in. The Sooner runs have scored on a bases loaded walk and an RBI ground out tonight. But you take them any way that you can get them. Santa Clara got an RBI single by Will Anderson in the 6th. The 1-0 dances through there and evens things to Trey Gamble. We'll see who the Sooners might send out to the mound in the top of the 9th inning with the lead to try to close it out. This one is outside to Gamble. Sooner offense would like to give whomever it is a little insurance. There's the 2-1. Hit hard, scalded toward left center field, but run down by the diving Peyton Lambert, the center fielder. The beautiful layout backhanded to rob Trey Gamble of potential extra bases and the Sooners of a potential run. Hit by pitch and a man left, and we'll go to the top of the 9th inning. Oklahoma trying to close it out. They lead Santa Clara 2-1. This is Sooner baseball from Learfield.
The big dance and big-time prizes are almost here from the home of Sooner fans. Mark your calendars on Monday, March 6th.
CertaPro Painters can help. They'll give you 15% off your interior or exterior painting project when you call 405-990-8521 and let Robert and Jonathan take care of you. So Jackson, Cleveland, set to face 8, 9, and 1 in the order for Santa Clara in the 9th. First pitch swinging is Peyton Lambert, the center fielder, pops it up on the infield over on the first base side. And it'll be the second baseman, Branch, scooting in between the pitcher, Cleveland, and the first baseman, LaChance. That's who you want to handle it, is the sure-handed Kyle Branch, and he does just that on a high pop-up on the infield. Base is empty, one down. Here is the catcher, Mace Wheeler, the number 9 batter. 1 for 3 tonight with a base hit back in the third. 5 hits for the Broncos, 8 for the Sooners. First pitch strike from Jackson Cleveland. Here's his 0-1. Breaking pitch. Sliced foul on the third base side, out of play it goes. Jackson Cleveland, a senior from Deer Park, Texas. Freshman year was at North Central Texas College. As his 0-2 is cut on and missed, to drop third strike, but Brock will throw down to the first baseman, LaChance. And the Broncos are down to their final out. A strikeout for Jackson Cleveland. Freshman year, as we said, at North Central Texas. Sophomore year at Lamar. Then a couple of years at Miami, where he made 24 appearances, or 24 innings pitched last year. And now he's a Sooner looking for his second save in as many games. Base is empty, 2 down. The leadoff man, Thomas Ferraggiaro, is the batter. First pitch is downstairs. It's a real quick step to the plate out of the stretch from Jackson Cleveland. He kind of steps and then a kick. In he comes. 1-1 the count. Fastball 93 to Ferraggiaro, who had a base hit back in the first. He's 1 out of 4 tonight. More good Oklahoma pitching tonight. They've needed it. As the 1-1 pitch is over but low. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1. In the air, pretty well hit to left center field. Harris and Gamble both there. And on the warning track, it is Gamble reaching out, catching it. And this game is over with. Trey Gamble hangs on a drive into the left center field gap. And all the way at the warning track, he squeezes that one off the bat of Thomas Ferraggiaro. Sooners win it 2-1. Oklahoma picks up win number 12. Sooners are 12-2. Santa Clara falls to 5-7. And Oklahoma captures the opener in this 4-game series to close out non-conference weekend play at Kemry Family Stadium. The decisive blow was an RBI ground out by Brendan Brock that scored Kyle Branch when